Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the topic cell structure and functions of class 8 NCERT science. So, first of all, we need to know what is a cell. As we know that we are surrounded by living as well as non-living organisms, and living organisms perform different functions. For performing different functions, they have got different organs. Now these organs are composed of cells. Here we can see what is written. Cells may be compared to bricks. Bricks are assembled to make a building. Similarly, cells are assembled to make the body of every organism. Like the bricks are assembled and a new building is constructed. Similarly, if cells are assembled, then a living body or living organism is assembled. Then we come to the next topic, which is the discovery of the cell. So, in the year 1665, a scientist named Robert Hooke put some slices of cork under his self-made microscope and he observed the structure like this. The structures resemble a honey comb. We are zooming out the image to see the cells. So here we can see these box-like chambers which are partitioned by each other are known as cells. Later on, more powerful microscopes were invented and the details of the cell were studied. Now, here is the definition of the cell. A cell can be called as the basic structural unit. Basic structural unit of any living organism. Now, a question arises. A hen's egg can be seen easily. Is it a cell or a group of cells? The answer is cell. The hen's egg is a single cell. In this diagram, we can compare the cells to the bricks. In the first diagram, we see there is a wall made up of bricks, whereas in the second diagram, there is a layer of onion peel cells. So here we can see the bricks resemble to each other and form a wall, whereas the cells resemble each other and form a structure like the onion peel or any other structure in the organisms. Next topic is organisms show variety in cell number, shape and size. Yes, the different types of organisms have different types of cells because every cell performs some specific function. Depending upon that, their shape and size changes or varies. If we talk about the number of cells, we can say in a huge animal like the elephant or in a smaller animal like a rat, the number of cells is different. The number runs into billions and trillions in some cases. Human body has trillions of cells which vary in shape and sizes. Different groups of cells perform variety of functions. So, different groups of cells perform a variety of functions. Now, what is written here is organisms made of more than one cell are called multicellulars, whereas those organisms made up of single cell are known as unicellulars. So, multicellular are the ones which have a large number of cells or more than one cell. For example, human beings and other bigger animals. Whereas the examples of unicellular organisms are, here we can see the images. The first one is amoeba and the second one is paramecium. Amoeba is a unicellular organism having only one cell and it does not have any shape. Similarly, paramecium also don't have more than one cell. It is also a single-celled animal. Now the amoeba perform every function with this single cell body only, and these are its false legs known as pseudopodia. Pseudopodia. Now, what we see here is the shape of the cells. The next topic. Shape of the cell also varies. Like we have seen amoeba, it does not have any proper shape and it moves with its false legs called pseudopodia. Similarly, another cell which does not have any shape like amoeba is the WBC or the white blood cell, which is present in large numbers in the human blood and it does not have any shape. Now we move on to the diagrams and zoom them. Then we see that the first diagram is of the RBCs or the red blood cells which are found in the human blood. Then there are muscle cells and this one is the neuron or the nerve cell. Among these, the neuron is known as the longest cell in the human body. Then we come to the topic size of the cells. The size of the cells greatly vary. The smallest cell is known as PPLO or the mycoplasma and the largest cell is the ostrich egg. They have got different dimensions and the dimensions are given here. The next topic is cell structure and functions. As we have already discussed about the structure of the cell and compared it to those of the bricks, now we will study how the cells form tissues and tissues forms organs. To understand this, we will summarize it like the basic living entity is cell. A cell forms tissue. Tissue forms organ and organs form organism. So, cell is the basic unit and later on it converts to the tissue organs and organs help in performing various functions. Then we come to the topic parts of the cell. A typical cell consists of several parts, but there are three important parts of the cell and the first such part is known as cell membrane. Cell membrane is the outermost covering of the cell and it protects the cell from any outer injury and keep the content of the cell into one place. Moving on to the next topic, we see here a diagram. Now, what is shown in the diagram are the cells observed in an onion peel. Here we can see that there is a nucleus, cytoplasm, and cells which are separated from each other. Now, these are the plant cells because we have extracted them from a plant like onion. Similarly, we can also prepare the slide of human cheek cells. Here we can see a nuclear membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus and cell membrane. This is example of animal cells. Now these slides can be prepared in the laboratory. The next part of the cell is the cytoplasm, which is the jelly-like fluid. present between the nuclear membrane and the cell membrane, and various cell organelles keep on floating inside this. Moving on to the next part of the cell, we have nucleus. Now this nucleus consists of a nuclear membrane which protect it from the cell cytoplasm and help in exchange of materials between the cytoplasm and the nucleus. Other structures like nucleus, which is a spherical structure present in the center of the nucleus, is also there, and chromosomes, which are the hereditary site of the cell because they contain genes which transfer the genetic material from parents to the offsprings and help in transmission of characters like height, eye color, etc. Now, here are the terms like prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Now, the prokaryotic cells are the ones which doesn't have a well developed nucleus and cell organelles are also not present. For example, bacteria and blue green algae. Whereas in eukaryotic cells or eukaryotic animals, the nucleus is well developed. The examples can be the higher organisms, human beings, etc. Now we come to some cell organelles. Like we have different organs for performing different tasks, similarly, cells have different cell organelles. One such cell organelle is called vacuole. Vacuole store the food for the cell. They are of different sizes in plant and animal cells. Another type of cell organelle is plastids. Plastids impart color to the plant cells. They can be like chloroplast, which consist of the green pigment called chlorophyll and help in the process of photosynthesis in plants. But the plastids are present only in case of the plant cells and not in the animal cells. Now we will compare the structures of the plant and animal cells from the given diagram. Here we can see on the left hand side there is the diagram of a plant cell, and on the right hand side there is animal cell. So first of all we see there are some common structures between both of them, like cell membrane. Cell membrane is present in both of them. It is a outermost layer which protect the cell from the outermost surroundings and help in keeping the content of the cell intact. It is porous in nature and help in entry or exit of materials inside and outside the cell. Next we have nucleus. Nucleus is also present in both the cases. It is the controlling center or brain of the cell, and it also contains chromosomes which carry the genes for transmission of characters. Next we have the cytoplasm. It is also present in both the cells, and it is the jelly-like fluid present between the nuclear membrane and the cell membrane, and it consists of various cell organelles. Now, the cell organelles can be of types like vacuole. Vacuole are empty sac-like structures which store the food for the cell. Now we can see in the case of plant cell the vacuole is larger in size, whereas in case of animal cells they are many and smaller in size. Now we move on to the additional structure in case of the plant cells. So it is cell wall and the chloroplast. So cell wall is an additional layer which is present outside the cell membrane in case of the plant cells only. The cell wall is absent in the case of animal cell. Then there are chloroplasts. We have already discussed about them, that they help in the process of photosynthesis and impart color to the parts of the plant like flowers and vegetables, and it is absent in the case of animal cells. Now we will give a quick recap to these structures in the form of a table. So, cell membrane is present in both plant as well as animal cell. Cell wall is present in the case of plant cell and absent in animal cell. Nucleus is present in both. Nuclear membrane is present in both. Cytoplasm is there in both. Plastid are present in the plant cells, whereas absent in the animal cells. And the vacuoles are present in case of the both. So with this we end of this topic.